Hi there, this is the Heir of Carthage bringing you a Rome Total War online tournament battle. This is one of the semi-final matches of the 8 Warlords tournament. I somehow managed to get into the semi-finals, which rather surprised me. It's mainly because Puel dropped out, I think. But in any case, I'm playing against King Lorenzo in this match. I have a Carthaginian army of 6 gold defense upgraded Sacred Band hoplites. I have 4 Balearic slingers, 2 Sacred Band cavalry, 2 round shield, 2 Numidian cavalry, 2 Libyan spearmen. King Lorenzo is in command of the army of Pontus, and to be quite honest, I was very scared of this battle, as that I've seen Lorenzo's videos, and I much consider him to be a better player than myself. Up front, he has 6 units of archers, he has 6 units of gold bronze shields, he has 2 units of Pontic heavy cavalry on the wings, 2 units of Cappadocian cavalry, and 1 unit of scythe chariots. Alright, so my strategy was, I knew that Pontus is missile heavy, it's one of their strengths, and in any case, Carthage is not missile heavy, so I brought their best available missiles, which are Balearic slingers, which have an equal range, if not greater range, than regular type archers. They can't outrange Cretans or Pharaoh's bowmen, but they can keep up a ranged fight with regular archers, and their attack is stronger. So his archers are engaging my Balearic slingers. My Numidian cavalry I send to skirmish with his Pontic heavy cavalry. I'm sure if that fight continued for too long that his cavalry would win it because they're stronger, but he sees no need to fight my cavalry at that distance, and so we both withdraw. And as you can see, I suffered a few losses. So the missile skirmish starts to go my way. My Balearic slingers have a bit of protection from my phalanx line, and they're spread out in a pretty loose formation. And so their stones are causing massive damage to his archers. Some of his units are down to half strength, whereas my units of missile have not been depleted below 70 as of yet. And so Lorenzo begins to move up his army, and he moves up in 2 wings, which kind of frightens me because I know this is going to leave a gap in my lines, which I imagine he's going to exploit with these Cappadocians and scythe chariots. Cappadocians are very tough cavalry, and scythe chariots usually decimate cavalry. So as you can see, it creates this gap here, and I've got to protect that gap. Now the smartest move would have been for me to take my Libyan spearmen right here, but I didn't do so. And so he charges in his Cappadocians. He's going to take a quick flank charge into my spearmen to weaken them. I bring in my Sacred Band and round shield cavalry and smash into his general, and his general routes, which is fortunate for me, and then his scythe chariots get bogged down. They can't really move around. If chariots continue to move around, they will decimate your cavalry. But for me, fortunately, they get stuck and they rout, and then his remaining squadron of Cappadocians also routs. So right there, I was very fortunate. I also used my Balearic slingers here to bolster my numbers around his cavalry to hopefully have a numeric advantage in that area. So in any case, now I've got to chase down his archers to make sure that they don't have too much of an impact on the battle. Like you can see here, this was an absolutely critical point in the battle. Had his scythe chariots started a rout amongst my cavalry, then this fight would have been over for me. And I was fortunate enough that his cavalry routed, and because they did, it really swung the fight into my favor. However, Lorenzo is a very good player, and as you can see, he fights extremely skillfully through the remainder of the battle, and doesn't allow me to easily defeat him. So he wards off a hammer and anvil strike there. He's got his archers firing on my cavalry to try and weaken them. But of course, since his archers have no real protection, I can chase them down at will, and so I decide to do so before I take too many casualties. I also come to hit his general unit, who came back into the battle. So the fight between our infantry is pretty even. They're pretty well matched, and as long as Lorenzo can keep my cavalry away, he has a chance of beating my infantry. But he's going to have an uphill fight because I have all my missile units and most of my cavalry as well. He wards off another strike here by my Numidians. I really like the Numidian cavalry. I wish they were a bit stronger, but in history, The Romans suffered great casualties at the hands of the Numidians. They were very skilled horse riders, and they used exactly what you see in this game: small shields, javelins, and swords. And they were very talented. So I bring in another strike, and again, King Lorenzo is going to counter it. And I've got to hurry out because my Numidian cavalry will die very quickly on the front of a phalanx. This unit of bronze shield routes, which gives me an extra unit of infantry to make sure that this fight goes in my favor. As you can see, this unit of spearmen that he hit earlier with his Pontic heavy cavalry is getting beaten quite badly by his bronze shields. That's why I said this infantry fight would be pretty even if nothing else was involved. Bronze shields are actually pretty tough. They're not the greatest spike units in the game, but with gold upgrades, they're pretty darn good. And here, this flank routes, my right flank. As you can see, my Balearic Slingers and my other unit of Numidian cavalry are remaining in the backfield. I don't have a high level of micromanagement to be able to use them all very well. I have to focus my effort on certain parts of the battlefield. So right here, his pikes are getting beat by my Sacred Band, and here, this unit of pikes is beating my Sacred Band, I believe. My men, for some reason, have like split off, and they're trying to sword fight his phalanx, which I don't know why, but they are. Here I bring in my Libyans, and it causes this unit of bronze shields to break, and then the last unit of bronze shields breaks, and all he has left at this point is a unit of archers in the backfield. So I was really fortunate in this battle that cavalry engagement in the gap went my way, because had it not, this battle would have been quite the opposite. It would have been me fighting for my dear life. So, as I said, I was very surprised that this went my way. I've watched Lorenzo play many times, and definitely consider him to be the better player. And he played extremely well in this battle, considering the tough circumstances that he ended up in. So in any case, as you can see, I deployed 1,293 men. I had 1,255 kills, and 890 men remaining. King Lorenzo deployed 1,441 men, had 460 kills, and 179 men remaining. Good game to King Lorenzo.